Hey guys, what is going on? We have Jimpo versus TRIBluMen. I don't know if Tri is like a clan. I know inF is Inferno Gaming. Jimpo looking like he's on a new team. I don't know if he's always been on this team. Jimpo is a very strong Terran player who I think has worked in nukes every now and then in his gameplay at more like early day MLG or early day lands. I know he nuked someone. I forget what it was, but I do love Jimpo's play, and we have TRIBluMen spawning as the Blue Zerg. I'm sorry if you want to see Goody versus Virus Song, but I thought this game may be a little bit more interesting than a TVT. Nothing against Goody, but Goody's TVTs aren't always the most entertaining. Especially on this map, a macro map, that can take a very long time for mech to go across the map. So I chose this game, which should be a really good one. It is a TVZ. And thankfully, TRIBluMen spawns clockwise from Jimpo, because if you spawn counterclockwise from your opponent, which would mean if Jimpo spawned here, the Zerg would spawn here, this would be horrible. Because you have such a quick, the ability to do drops. If you have a drop and you're in this base, you can easily just fly over this small area. Look at this. You can fit them on the same screen. Your third base and theirs. And then you're in the main. And you can just drop and snipe any production while you push the front. And it's so effective. I mean, again, if you drop back here, took out the third, they could pull drones and the hatchery would be taking damage, but they could deal with it. You drop in the main, they're forced to pull a lot of units back, try to take out what you're killing, because if you take out the spawning pool, no more lings, which means, well, good game. Zerglings are one of the most important units to a Zerg in ZVT, mainly because they are that cannon fodder and marine fodder, so they can actually get up close and personal to everything. And they also morph into banelings, which just take out marines, so mutalisks can come in and take out the marines. The tanks, I mean. Yeah, mutas don't attack marines really that well. We do have a Zergling, drone coming in to see what Jimpo is up to. And it's going to immediately fall back. We do have him taking his hatch first, just like any Zerg would. And now the question is he going to be taking a quick third base, or is he going to sit on two base? A factory is coming up for Jimpo. Is he going to produce another Marine or not? Yeah, he is. So he's going to keep producing those Marines and going out to scout to see where his opponent is. Since he had a drone in his base fairly soon, I don't think he's going to scout this. Oh no, this is Zerg's vision. Jimpo, he will go scout the 12 o'clock position and have his Marines on these watchtowers. So now he knows exactly where the Zerg player is, or he will. He probably should know right now since there's no expansion. And any Zerg that would go one base is probably not the best player, and you don't even have to worry because one base Zerg is pretty bad. We have a reactor being built on this barracks. The factory is now just completing. He is getting a Hellion. And most likely we'll be swapping that factory with the barracks to produce double Hellions. And we have a spine crawler going up for TRIBluMen. It's at 40 seconds, so he threw that down right around the 4-minute mark. You don't have to get a spine crawler until about 5 minutes, 5:45. That's when you need to start building one. Building this right now, it's a little bit of a waste. It's definitely really early. And I know it's not that big of a deal, but this would mean, hey, maybe you could get your other queen out faster, or just get a few more drones. Or save this one drone, and he gets you an extra, 20 minerals by the time you waited. So, it is a small thing. And TRIBluMen is getting another spine crawler. We do have a command center coming up for Jimpo. Tech lab on his barracks, so he is going to be switching over into marine tank very shortly. That one ling does go down, and Jimpo is going to be seeing the spine crawler turn around immediately. Knows about both of them. The queen even coming out to help out. And there's two more Hellions coming in. So will he try to run past the spine crawlers? I don't know. The injured Hellion does go to the watchtower. The other two just sit up here so we can see if any lings come out. Overlord does come in to scout. He sees the barracks with a tech lab, and he sees the expansion. And now that he saw the expansion, he should feel fairly safe. He doesn't have to worry about any type of elevator play. Something very strong against the Zergs who just depend on these spine crawlers Say this wasn't a command center, he could be getting a starport. That would be finishing. He'd have a medevac out. Then he could go right here, drop up, and let's look at the units that are out. You have 10 Lings. 10 Lings won't deal with all the Hellions at the 5 Hellions and 6 Marines. So that Overlord Scout does give him a lot of ability to just keep producing drones, as he doesn't have to worry about the dropship anytime in the near future. Of course, that starport could have always been hidden, but the fact he wasted 400 minerals on his command center does say, hey, it is going to be delayed. And we have quite a few Marines just holding ground right here, preventing anything from running by, and all the Hellions just sitting at the door and just scaring BlueMen to make him build another spine crawler. This is the 3rd spine crawler that has gone up, and no damage has been done. Jimpo's just been happily at bay. The Queen poking her way up, trying to lure their spine crawlers, the Hellions into the spine crawlers, but they don't go. It looks like he knows the exact range he can be away. Another inch, and I'd say that spine crawler would poke him. Lots of Lings come out, and the Hellions just pull back. So Jimpo, being very careful with his Hellions, he can't lose those, because if you lose these Hellions, it's not going to affect you to defend your base. These Hellions aren't really that good at defending. When they mass Lings, yeah, they are. But in this low number without the blue flame, they're more of just for map control. As long as he has the Hellions out here, he is putting pressure on BlueMen, and that is stopping him from, well, he's taking it now, but it's delaying this 3rd base, forcing him to build some units, build these spine crawlers, just making him be like, okay, there's stuff at my door. I can't see anything out. Let's look at his vision. He has no clue what's going on. These Hellions are stopping that. So if he loses them, then the Zerg player can move his Lings around the map, get vision, and then start droning HUD. Because honestly, TRIBluMen does not need all of these Lings right now. He's only producing that, or maybe he does, as we do have Jimpo moving out. But again, he has no real clue what is going on. He is playing completely blind just because of those Hellions. And now these tanks are just going to siege up outside of the Zerg's vision. BlueMen doesn't even know about this. He is just going on the edge of that fog. And now the tank does shoot one of the spine crawlers, and everything is revealed. Exactly what Jimpo is doing, BlueMen knows. And he has his Hellions kind of split up, but then he balls them up. Just keeping them split up so when the Lings come and attack, they don't just instant surround everything. And a few Lings going to come. Those aren't going to do too much. They do run back. The Queen now in trouble. Jimpo looking like he's going to just roll over TRIBluMen with this push. And it all goes to show you what you can do as a TAM player if you just force the Zerg not to be able to play greedy at all. Lots of Banelings go off, but there's plenty of Marines to deal with those mutas. 5 more mutas on the way, 16 more Lings. Not many drones have gone down. He's mainly lost spine crawlers, but now he's going to lose a base, and the base is the big thing. And BlueMen has to do something to defend this. The tanks, though, may just be able to poke it. Even if these mutas take out all the Marines, he can just focus down this hatch, and the hatch will fall. One tank is going not even in siege mode. That has the better DPS than a tank in siege mode against a single target, just sacrificing his units to take that hatch out. And these Lings don't need to keep sacrificing their lives. It looks like BlueMen just barely holds on. He is getting another base up, but this base doesn't have that many mineral patches, so he is definitely taking a huge loss by losing that hatch. While Jimpo just happily going to macro back up, the Zerg player forced to rebuild this. Or maybe he's not going to rebuild and just go in for an all-in. He took out all the tanks. There's not that much left for Jimpo. If those Lings do come in and morphed into Banelings and took out the Marines, the mutas could have done a lot more. And now the muta's just falling back. He is getting his his natural backup, morphing in some Banelings, and Jimpo taking his 3rd base now. The mutas could be a little bit more proactive around going on, like just poking in and out, looking like that's exactly what they're doing. Sees one missile turret, pulls back. It's gonna run into another missile turret, pulls back. And he probably should go and check that 3rd area out. As we see, it's still dark fog there, so he's never even seen that area of the map. He needs to go and see that and delay this third base. Once a Terran player gets on 3 bases, it becomes pretty hard to stop on this map, just because where are you going to expand as a Zerg? There's really not that many good expansion places, because as soon as the Terran takes this one area, they can just hold on so well. They can chomp this area, put tanks like around on this low ground up here, build a few missile turrets. They can just easily contain this one area, and that stops the only possible expansion, which is this one. I mean, they could expand way over here, but again, it's just not that friendly of a map to do that. But he is going to be taking a ninja expansion, so hoping that Jimpo doesn't scout this. Because if that base gets scouted, he has no means to defend it at all. He will force Jimpo to move units up. If Jimpo moves all his units to take out this one base, then he can go in for a counterattack. But it's only going to take one dropship to go around the map, planning on dropping in like the main to see that hatch, and then just drop those Marines and take it completely out. Banelings coming in without speed just get completely decimated. And more Banelings are out. Speed not done yet. It's only 10 seconds left, so I don't know why he wasted those Banelings early on. Should have waited for speed to be finished. And Jimpo just going to slowly move in. You can see he has his units split up, so Banelings don't take them all out. And what does that mean? Oh, he's doing a drop right now down here. At the same time, with just slow pushing in, doing a drop, and now that TRIBluMen is going to deal with this drop, that will allow Jimpo to move forward if he chooses to do so. And you can see him just splitting his units up a little bit more. 94 supply, 92 supply, to 151. Jimpo is just rolling over right now. But here we go, great split up of the army. Lets him get close to the Terran player, and looking like he may hold on just barely again. But as he holds on, there is this giant death force, which pretty much is what gave the Zerg player trouble when he had his full army. Now he's got like 3 mutas to his name and a handful of Zerglings, and I don't see him holding this portion of the attack off. He's got his base up here that he's building drones at, but Jimpo just expanding toward the Zerg player. Banelings see all these lings come up, and the great split by Jimpo. Not even siege mode, just splitting his Marines so well, takes out those Banelings with minimal losses. Throws a scan to make sure there's no burrowed Banelings, and now he is just on an A-move command to victory. There goes the good game. Good luck in the rest of the tournament. Jimpo will be advancing.